Welcome to Top 25 Greatest Books of All Time. Today we will be looking at the 25 greatest books of all time, in my opinion. You will see some of the classics, and you will see some of the more modern marvels. This is Top 25 with Joseph. We'll jump right in with number 25. At number 25, we have Complete Father Brown Stories by G.K. Chesterton. These are stories about a monk who is also a detective. Number 24, we have Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. This work of historical fiction is set during the French Revolution. At number 23, we have We Were Soldiers Once and Young by Lieutenant General Harold G. Moore and Joseph L. Galloway. This is an account of the first battle of the Vietnam War. At number 22, we have 1884 by George Orwell. This is not the most pleasant book to read, but is a good reminder of the dangers of a person or people getting too much power. Number 21, we have The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. This classic novel of life in America is just a really good book and a good reminder of how things used to be. Number 20, we have Merry Adventures of Robin Hood. This is a classic book set during the time of King Richard and King John in England, and is a great tale of Robin Hood and his outlaws, though hopefully no one seeks to emulate him. Number 19, we have Band of Brothers by Stephen E. Ambrose. This book is a true story set during World War II about a single company in the 101st Airborne. As you can see, my copy is rather beat up because I've read it so many times. Number 18, we have The Side of the Mountain by Jean Craighead George. This classic book, modern classic, it details the story of a child who runs away from home and survives in the wilderness. And while entertaining, again, no child should try to emulate this. Don't run away from home. Number 17, we have Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This marvelous fiction book is undoubtedly one of the modern classics, and due to the amount of people who love this book. Number 16, we have Complete Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. This amazing, though fictional detective is definitely one of the greatest of all time, and my personal favorite mystery series. Number 15, we have Left Behind series by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins, of which my personal favorite is Glorious Appearing, the last one in the series. These books are, well, you may have heard of historical fiction. This is what you would call futuristic fiction, and is based on the prophecies found in the books of Daniel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Revelation in the Bible. At number 14, we have Where the Red Fern Grows. I unfortunately was unable to find my copy of this book, but it is about a boy and his two dogs, and I don't want to spoil it, but it has a rather sad ending. Number 13, we have Art of War by Sun Tzu. Even though this was written by an ancient Chinese strategist, the strategies still work today. Number 12, we have Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. These stories were written a long time ago, but they're still as entertaining today as they were 1,000 years ago. At number 11, we have Christianity by C.S. Lewis. While not technically a story, this is a theological masterpiece defending Christianity. Now, breaking into the top 10, we have Confessions by St. Augustine. The first half of this book is about St. Augustine's life. The second half is analyzing several scripture passages. At number 9, we have The Civil War, a Narrative by Shelby Foote. This series was written by Shelby Foote and is just the greatest writing of any war by any person I've ever read. It is just a masterpiece. It is so thorough, yet so interesting. Number 8, we have Tape Letters by C.S. Lewis. This fictional story by C.S. Lewis is a series of letters from a demon uncle to his also demon nephew, where the nephew is attempting to tempt a man, and fortunately for us, fails. Number 7, we have Angels by Michael Shara. This book is historical fiction of the Battle of Gettysburg, but is just a masterpiece of words. It was also made into a movie called Gettysburg, which is 4 hours long. Number 6, we have Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. This allegorical series in the land of Narnia closely mirrors Christianity and some biblical stories. My favorite of the 7-book series is the last one, The Last Battle. Into the top 5. At number 5, we have Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. This book is on the evils of slavery, and as President Abraham Lincoln said himself, it was probably a cause of the American Civil War. At number 4, we have The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Contrary to popular belief, this is not a trilogy, but is one book divided into 3 volumes. My personal favorite is Volume 2, The Two Towers. Into the top 3 now. At number 3, we have This Book of Martyrs by John Foxe. This book pays tribute to all the martyrs martyred between biblical times towards the end of the Roman Empire, all the way through to the Protestant English martyrs of medieval Europe. Number 2, we have Pilgrim's Progress. I was unable to locate my copy of this book, unfortunately, but this book is the second best-selling book of all time, and is an allegorical story of the journey of Christian to the celestial city. Number 1, greatest book of all time is the Bible. The Bible is the number 1 best-selling book of all time, and is so every single week. So much so that the New York Times does not include them on their best-selling books list because they would be number 1 every single week. It is the story of the world from its creation all the way through to its end. This has been Top 25 with Joseph. Join us next time, and please consider subscribing.